Do you know who you are? Do you know who you are? Truly. Do you know how important your work is on the planet? Do you know who the person sitting next to you is? The person that you meet on the street, in the store, the people that you listen to online, the people that annoy you, the people that you're afraid of. Do any of us truly know who we are and the power that we have? Calling all angels, calling all you angels. I won't give up if you won't give up. I am a big believer with a lifetime of evidence of guardian angels, birth angels, spirit guides that pop in and make themselves known. I've told a few of those stories before. My favorite one, I won't tell the whole story now, but it's the angel that rode through a sand dune in Coos Bay, Oregon, and saved my daughter and I. We were caught in the sand between two dunes and nobody could find us. The people who owned the rental place had been out looking for us and they could not find us. And I called upon God, Spirit, and I said, okay, I'm the mom here, but I'm not getting us out of here. I've tried everything I know. And within moments, here comes a three-wheeler driving through the sand. I can still see her. I can still see her face. I can still feel her countenance. As she drove through the sand, coming from this direction, and I started waving her down, hello, hello, as she got closer and closer. And she rode that three-wheeler straight between my daughter and I with just this peaceful look on her face. She made zero eye contact and kept on driving. And we're yelling and screaming. And she just kept on going. And I told Michelle, I know we've gunned it before, but we've got to gun it now and just give it all you got. And that time it worked, and we just followed those tracks all the way back in. That's just one story. And I bet you have yours. She disappeared. Nobody knew who she was. It's like, what woman? The rental place, there was nobody else out there at that time. I won't give up if you won't give up. We are never, ever alone. We're never, ever alone. John Donne. No man is an island entire of itself. I've updated this. No man is an island entire of itself. Everyone is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a person or of their friends or of thine own were. Anyone's death diminishes me because I'm involved in humankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. No man is an island unto themselves. We are all one body. We are all one life. We are all one Christ. In Unity, we talk about Christ consciousness as the great I am. And I remind us periodically that Christ was not Jesus' last name. It's a consciousness, the Christos, the great I am. That greatness and allness that we are a part of. In Unity, we strive to remember, to live, and to share from that place. Oh, that we're always striving to learn more, to know more, to love more, to be more. A few weeks ago, I started playing Kurt Van Sickle's Make Me an Instrument for Meditation. I so hope you are all finding it as meaningful as I am. I felt like we needed a focal point at this time in our country's history to just bring in the awareness of more and more peace, of more and more oneness, of more and more love. Make me an instrument, Lord of thy peace. And we first start right here, within our own being, within our own bodies. You are never alone. We are never alone. John 13:34, we are told that Jesus said, "A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you, so you must love one another." One space another. Love one another. How you doing on that? How you doing on that? We have our moments where we forget and where we are reminded that we are still very human in a physical body with egoic personalities. But I hope that more and more we are rising to a place of greater peace, of greater, if not understanding, of our fellow human beings, at least a place of greater allowing. When we can do that, we continue to bring together the frequencies of the universe, and we continue to be able to vibrate at a higher level of love. We don't always have to like everybody. We don't always have to be Pollyanna with our rose-colored glasses on. You know, we're human beings. We live in the physical world. But in our hearts, can we remember to take a breath? Just take a breath and allow the human. Today when I woke up, I don't have it right here. This morning when I woke up, the song, usually I wake up with a song in my head. Today it was Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Islands in the Stream. We rely on each other. Now it's going to be in your head, right? I got to call Zeno and Ed. And followed by that was John Donne. Jim Rigby, who I have quoted before, he's a Presbyterian minister out of Austin, Texas. I'm not going to be able to deal with that typo, so let's just go back to our brief. Jim Rigby, minister at, forget the name of his ministry, but it's a Presbyterian ministry in Austin. Before we take up the news of the day, it can be helpful to prepare ourselves to distinguish between what the mind needs to process and what the heart needs to feel. The heart's tenderness and vulnerability is its health. The role of the heart is to feel and process what is happening, but emotional integration takes time and enormous energy. We can easily traumatize our hearts by constantly exposing them to brutalities beyond their control. The role of the mind is to analyze what is happening. When we take up the news, we are learning so that we can do our duty. But every day has tragedies beyond our heart's capacity to process. Firefighters do their duty better if they do not constantly dwell on pictures of the burn victims they could not save. Before we take up the news, it can be helpful to put on the uniform of duty and remind ourselves that we need to protect our hearts. The mind can help us focus on what is possible and not get mired in the endless swamp of tragedies beyond our control. In human experience, mind is the guardian, heart is the throne. And the poet John Rodell, when the world goes mad, become wildly kind to everyone, my love. You cannot control much, but you control how you treat others. In these breaking news, heartbreaking times when nothing feels certain, let your raw kindness be a certainty. Allow your compassion to become a North Star stamped up in the sky for others to follow back home. Be wildly kind. Always, always starting with yourself. Always. What a tragedy. Hurricane Helene. Even my sisters in Richmond, Indiana had their power go out and dealt with high winds. It kept blowing that far as it moved north. I have been receiving pictures from friends, a friend that lives near Greenville, North Carolina. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. They're fine. Everyone that I know is fine. My sister in Pensacola, in Milton, they're west of Pensacola. They were not. But I imagine we all have friends and family and loved ones that we know in that part of the country. I think it was Black Mountain, again, North Carolina. What is it? They said all the roads in western North Carolina closed. Can you imagine? You don't have to imagine, we can look at this flippin' pictures. Phenomenal. Up into Tennessee, using a helicopter to save patients and staff from the hospital. Oh. Reverend David Alexander, who is the minister of Centers for Spiritual Living in the Atlanta area, posted on Facebook yesterday that letting his people know they have power. We have some unity ministries that have damage. No one was taken completely out, but of course their communities, people in their communities have, but many of the unity ministries have been received damage. None of them drastically, fortunately, but many of them are not having service today. But David Alexander, he posted, he said, "We're having service tomorrow. Don't not come." And then he bribed them. He showed that he was smoking barbecued ribs. This is what the people that show up get. And he said, "Esther Nicholson will be here. You don't want to miss Esther. You can watch her online, but it's a whole lot more fun in person. And I need for you to know that from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m., there will be an ambulance caravan where the hospital that apparently is very close to their ministry, it sounded like the road goes right by or is next door, whatever that is, that there will be an ambulance caravan from 7 to 7. The people are being brought in, people that have been saved and rescued and need support and help for 12 hours today. From wherever they need to get them there, they're bringing them. Calling all angels. Calling all angels. We show up. We show up, don't we? We show up when we're needed. And it can be a little hard for us to grasp, because right now we're sitting here in Central California. We don't have, as far as I know, any fires going on immediately around us. We haven't had this, that, or we're okay right now in our little corner of the world. So we can kind of just sit back. But that's when we take this beauty and this love and we remember to let our light shine. And to send love, whatever else it is that you are called to do, but to let our light shine. We are never alone. I posted on the newsletter the picture, a candle loses nothing by lighting another. It does not diminish our light when we light another's light. It continues to burn. So we show up in the world and we remember that we have each other, that we are here to help each other, and that we take care of ourselves, loving ourselves, so that we have the strength to be here and do what we are called to do. And so it is.